Hi, friends. I'm going to give this a few seconds to get really booted up. It has been a hot minute since I was last on YouTube. I'm hoping that this is going to go up in like 2 seconds, and I think it should. It probably caught the beginning of it. I never know how the delay works. But today we're having a chill chat. I've missed y'all. I'm excited to see y'all. I'm very happy that we're all here, that we're all living, that we're all getting through this together. The main purpose of today's video is mostly for us to just have a fun chat. I honestly don't know how much of the beginning it caught. I genuinely have no idea how the delay works. I've never understood it. When it comes to tech things, I am very small-brained. I am honestly just doing my best, but I am here today. I am hoping that I can get back into the process of making regular videos. I should be able to, but it probably won't be videos. It'll probably be live streams just about things that I feel passionately about. This is a chill chat, which I would like to do once or twice a week, just so that I can chat with friends, just so that I can be on YouTube, which is where some people follow me who don't follow me anywhere else. But I honestly hope that y'all are having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you happen to be. I would definitely like to be streaming more, Zal. I am interested in starting up a Twitch, but first I want to get confident and I want to get nice and relaxed when it comes to doing YouTube live streams, because I think that if I can get nice and relaxed doing YouTube live streams, then I'll be able to just have fun when I do video gaming things, because the idea of being in a Twitch stream where it's even more high intensity, where I'm playing video games and also talking to people, is something that just makes my anxious little heart pitter patter a lot faster than it normally does. So that's not a thing that I feel super confident doing just yet. But the little tweet thing that I do where I have them scheduled to send out advertisements of my little live streams should be going live in a few seconds. So hopefully we'll be getting some more people over here. I think that'd be really great. I am now doing something that's not very smart. I have a little StreamYards thing over here where the chat is ultra delayed, and then I have YouTube off to my side, when really I should be having YouTube up in front of me so that I can see the chat in real time as opposed to seeing it with several seconds delayed. But I'm excited that Tria and Zal, I'm so excited that you guys are here. I'm going to, oh no, did the stream just close? I hope it didn't. If it did, could someone tell me? If you are, okay, the stream didn't cancel, it's still going. That's weird. Let me see if it's just on my little YouTube thing. Cool. Oh, it seems to be. Yeah. For some reason, my YouTube thing on my other computer was the thing that crashed, but not the actual stream. That's great, and I appreciate it. But yeah, we are doing a chill chat today. Here are the rules that I have in place. This is a neutral place. Be nice to each other and have fun. Those are the only rules I want y'all to follow. I think that really embodies my soul nature as a chaotic good person, or someone who leans towards chaotic goodness. Just be nice to each other. I don't think that's too much to ask. But people over here are usually nice to each other. So that's a win of having a really nice audience that's humanists, theistic and atheistic alike. Yeah. I hope that you guys are doing well no matter where in the world you happen to be. I live in Greensboro, North Carolina. My place of residence very recently announced a stay-at-home order. I have tried searching for what that means, and it really just means continue living like Luciano, only going out for like the bare essentials and stay at home and just do your thing at home. So that's not that different for me. That's just my regular life. And frankly, it was my life before coronavirus. So really, I feel like I was just ahead of the curve. If I felt like being an asshole, I could be like, oh yeah, I was a hipster. I was doing social isolation before it was cool. Or not social isolation, self-isolation. But it's pretty chill over here. I hope that wherever you guys are, things are also pretty chill. Yesterday I went out and got a bunch of food that should last me for the rest of the month. I'm pretty excited. So yeah. Um, I'm glad that nothing has changed. I know that a good number of my followers live in North America, either in Canada or in the United States. And depending on where you live, some areas are definitely affected by this more than others. Callan, who is a theist, she's a polytheist. Yeah, I was trying to remember if that was the right word to use. She's a polytheist. She lives in the same general area as me, and she and I have joked about it. Also, look at who it is. It's Mr. Cranium himself with those big brain takes. How are you doing? I'm reacting to chat a little bit slowly. I've already chatted about this, but I have like StreamYards up in front of me, which is how I'm like looking at myself in real time. And that way I am making sure that like I don't do anything like super crazy. Because if I don't have that, then sometimes I'll get like really distracted. Being able to see myself helps just a little bit. I really feel like I feel natural doing live streams, even solo ones, as long as there's like one or two people in the chat who are like leaving comments for me to react to. If it's just me chatting to like myself, that's a little bit harder. That's part of the reason why I haven't been filming as many videos as I have. Last year, I filmed not like a ton of videos, but I filmed numerous videos, whereas this year I don't think I filmed a single regular video. I'm pretty sure the last live stream I did like in very early January, but honestly, I can't remember. It might have been in February when I did it. It's been a very hectic month, and it's been a very hectic year, not just because of coronavirus, though that's definitely part of it, but because of the fact that I'm in my last semester in my program. I still don't know if I'm going to be able to graduate this semester because my university made the transition to online, which didn't affect me. The problem is that the county where I live made the transition to online a few weeks ago. I don't want to react to not smarts. I don't want to react to farts. This is part of the reason I'm not that great live, because sometimes I say things like, I don't want to react to smarts. That's just a big brain play by me using the English language. Very galaxy brain, much intelligence. Um, I listen, GC. I don't need your criticisms of my room. Like real life is not Animal Crossing. Okay, I don't get to go into like a 3D designer mode and like pin things up to the wall. That would be rad as hell if I did, but I have no sense of like interior style. So this is my room at its cleanest. I always clean before live streams, and there's still like stuff visible on the floor if you look to like my right. That's just a jacket, but I am just too lazy to go and pick it up. Sorry. I'm just too lazy. But I'm over here doing my best, living that hermit life. And I'm unintentionally living it because like I do social things, or I did social things like maybe once a week, which surprises a lot of people. I seem like the sort of person who would be in my room all the time because I am, but like now my social life, as quiet and chill as it was canceled, and it wasn't by choice. And that's not the funnest thing in the world. Like, I enjoyed doing my 1 to 2 to 3 social things a month. One of my friends wanted us to go out and grab a drink, which is kind of weird for me because I don't really drink all that much. But he said it the week that classes got like kind of shut down for a week. Because what happened at my university was they were really wishy-washy about how they wanted to react to Corona. And in fairness, like everything happened really, really quickly. So it's not really their fault, even though it's kind of their fault. The way that it ended up happening was that at first they were just like, hey, we are going to shut down classes for like a few days. You'll be able to live on campus. If you want to live on campus, you're not going to have to ask. We do recommend that you leave, but it's not required. We're going to be chilling. That changed really fast. So the week that happened, my friend and I saw each other and he was like, hey, do you want to go drinking? And I was like, sure, let's go out, grab some drinks. I can crack open a cold one with the boys. And that ended up not happening because like you were just like, yeah, we're going to do it next week. We're both still going to be living in Greensboro. We're both going to be chilling. He is no longer in Greensboro because he's from a different town. He's fine. I texted him the other day, made sure he was all right. He's not sick or anything, but he's just not in Greensboro, and all of our classes are online, and we're all just kind of going with the punches. So, hey, you know what, GC? This might be the first time you have ever been in one of my live streams. Would you like a wrench? And also, there's a few people who don't have wrenches. Not everyone knows that I stream. It's just that, like, there was a period where I streamed literally every week. I did that really consistently for, like, a while. It was the same time that Wonder Lady and I were doing our streams. Also, I see you, Wonder Lady. I'm so happy you could make it. I hope that you are going to be able to stay for a little while. We're going to be able to chill. I would like to do more live streams with you if you'd be interested in that in the future when the semester is over, because the semester has been the most hectic semester of my life. I used to do so many things other than just go to work and go home. And now, literally the only other thing that I do, aside from go to work / go home, because they're in the same place now, is write my story. And I write a story every single day. Like, I've been publishing a chapter every single day for the last month and a half. If people would like to see the story, I will probably link it in the comments, or someone else can throw the web novel link in. I know that a few people here have read a few chapters of it. It's a rewrite from a story from last year, and I really like it. That's part of the reason I've been writing a chapter every single day without exception for the last month and a half. We are on chapters 63. Yeah. And I published the last chapter not even 45 minutes before I did this stream. It was a lot of fun. Also, GC, I am salty about the fact that all I am is a healer, and you're keeping me from healing people. All I want to do is spread the love and spread life and shit. And you're over here like, haha, that natural one cost you your magic. And I'm like, ah, that just makes me a sad Eldrin. And I don't know why you do that. That although it's true that there is one other thing that I've been doing pretty regularly, I've been D&Ding pretty regularly, which is a lot of fun. I am someone who deeply enjoys role-playing. I don't know if anyone else does, and that's a great thing to take out of context. I just now realized the way that I said that. That's great. I enjoy playing tabletop RPGs. Also, thank you, Zal. I appreciate you. I enjoy playing tabletop RPGs. I play them with anyone who wants to play them. I think it's super cool that there's a lot of people in our little community who are just like, you know what's rad as hell? D&D. Because I agree that D&D is rad as hell. And it's so much fun. Hey, that's rude, GC. I didn't sulk. I immediately went in and said, hey, we should beat up a statue. That was the thing that my character did. We went in, we beat up a statue. It does kind of suck that some of my favorite little campaigns that I'm in are not live streaming and are not being live streamed, because I'm in Callan's Out of the Abyss campaign, which is wild. And I am also in GC's Five Torches Deep campaign. And both of those are pretty fun campaigns with a lot of people who really enjoy role-playing. And I did cry a little. I cried a little in real life, because literally all I wanted to do was be a healer. So if there's people who do want to play D&D, it's worth noting, I have mentioned this to a handful of people. I am in the process of beginning work on a campaign of my own. I would be the dungeon master. I'm going to let y'all know that anything that I do would be really RP heavy, because I don't particularly like D&D combat, and I really, really like role-playing. So that's a thing that you should keep in mind. I have not officially started doing any serious work for that yet because, I'm a graduate student. I'm still in graduate school. I'm still trying to get my master's degree. And let me tell you, that's been a lot of fun. It's also been a very unfortunate road. Zal's campaign, listen, Zal, you are streaming though. We weren't originally, which was kind of a shame because some of those first sessions, we weren't live streaming the first, I think 4 sessions, or was it the first 3? And then on either the 4th or the 5th, we started live streaming. It was Chaotic Roll Season 2. There was lots of changes. There was a death, which is actually pretty rare in one of Zal's campaigns, even though Zal is actually a really brutal DM for anyone who's never played with Zal. But I think Zal is also kind of unlucky because Zal wants to see PCs fight and die. And then Tria is a healer in this current one, and in the other one, I was the healer. And both of us, from my embarrassing stripping, me, I don't know. Is that the reason you're using GC? Because you live streamed, and all of the other live stream things that you've done that I've been in, I've died. So I lost Oliver Stonefist, and then I lost Peace and Tolerance, that sucked because that was me and that was Bub who died. That one hurt. But Oliver Stonefist was a monk who just ran in and got immediately murdered. He made it through 3 fights, and then on the 4th one, he ultra died. He was killed by a bunch of goblins in just a really vicious way. That was another person also died with me that time. That was Essence of Thought who died. That was in oh goodness, that was in mid 2018. Yeah, that was in mid 2018. That was a hot minute ago. That it feels like it was a lot sooner than it actually was. But that was one of the first campaigns that I was in that we did live streams in. That was Lost Minds of Phandelver. It was Essence of Thought, myself, and Name Dragon, Utida, which is Essence of Thought's partner, or who is Essence of Thought's partner. And then there, I think, Aided also came into that campaign in the end. There was someone else who came in that campaign, but I can't quite remember who it was. GC will probably be able to remember it. That was a lot of fun. For those of you who don't know, you should check out Alignment Unknown. Those were some of the first videos on Alignment Unknown. I'll make GC a moderator, so that way he can send in he can put in the link. I would appreciate. Oh, what did you come in for Lost Minds of Phandelver, Zal? The first little campaign that we did? That might have been. I can't remember all the people I've RP'd with because now I've actually RP'd with over 25 different people, which is crazy because as a kid, as a kid who was collecting Dungeons and Dragons books and was hella into them, I never imagined that I'd be able to be live streaming with a whole bunch of really cool people. I've live streamed with people like Scientist Mel and Godless Cranium, who are 2 of the bigger YouTubers who I've live streamed with. And then I've also live streamed a whole bunch of really cool friends like Aiden Furball, Drag Worker, Callan, who is one of the only people that I have met virtually and have also met face to face. I think that's really cool because Callan's characters are always just a wild bunch to just be in an RP with. But it was so much fun to be able to RP with her because Callan and I are friends in real life. Not friends in real life. We're friends offline. I have talked about this before, but I really hate the idea that people are just oh yeah, you're online friends and you're real friends. And that's not cool because online friends are real friends. I prefer to use the dichotomy online versus offline. And as someone, No GC, because that's when Zal does his thing, and that's when we get to go and we get to be gladiators. And that's one of the only campaigns I'm in that's live streamed where my character isn't an ultra good let's not kill things person. My character is a half elf, he's a half drow, half human warlock who really enjoys stabbing things, but also really likes using that beautiful Eldritch Blast cantrip. Eldritch Blast is just too much fun. If you damn you, Zal. If you have never played a warlock in 5e, I definitely recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun. I also think that Eldritch Blast is kind of overpowered, but in fairness, like on Saturday, did GC say on Saturday? Oh, he did. Dang, on Saturday I was thinking about maybe doing a more serious live stream. I was thinking of maybe talking about the utterly ridiculous little bit of real life news that Nicolas Maduro is being charged with drug trafficking, and actually talking about what that means. I actually thought about doing that live stream today when I first woke up and read about the news. I ultimately decided not to because I wanted to have like a chill stream where I just chatted with my friends. We talked about D&D. We talked about life under Corona, and we just like sort of hung out. But also because I wanted time to do research and to like really look into it, because when I talked about it, I wanted to talk about it like seriously. I wanted to give it the sort of serious coverage that it deserves, which isn't just mindlessly saying, oh yeah, the United States is charging Nicolas Maduro with drug trafficking, yada, yada, yada. Like, I wanted time to actually think about what that meant, how that would affect international relations with Venezuela. I can already go ahead and tell you it's not going to be good. That's not going to have a positive effect on our relationship with Venezuela. Guaido still isn't president. He's still not a legitimate figure with real power in Venezuela. Even if we somehow got rid of Maduro, that wouldn't make him be a legitimate person in power in Venezuela. But I wanted time to like look at that, research it, and then come in and be like, hey, here's what you should know. Here's what's nonsense. Here's what's being reported. Here's what's not being reported. Listen, GC, are you just going to keep insulting my room? I invite you into my live stream. I invite the whole world into my live stream, and this is how you treat me? I mean, that's fair. My room is a very unserious room, but in fairness, I live in like a 3-room apartment, and I'm just doing my best. I'm gonna need you to not be like the Happy Home Academy in Animal Crossing and be like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a 6 for your decor, because honestly, if you gave me a 6 for my decor, that would be generous. If you had to give my room like a graded number and you gave it on a scale of like 1 to 100, with 100 being the highest and 1 being the lowest, a 6 would be generous. This room does not deserve a 6. I feel like this room is like a hard 3. And that's just me bashing my room. So I sure hope that like if there's ghosts in this apartment, they don't get like super mad at me for just like critiquing their sense of aesthetics. I don't know, guys. I'm really just doing my best at this point. This has been a really weird day. So honestly, the fact that at this point I'm talking about this in this particular way is like the fact that this is a thing that I am like talking about in the manner that I'm talking about is honestly just kind of fitting. I do kind of want to talk about Animal Crossing, but I don't have it yet. I had a Switch. I no longer have a Switch. It happened a while ago. And at that point, I was already like, at that point, they had already announced Animal Crossing New Horizons. I actually, like, my Switch was done away with when I actually first heard that it was coming out. And what that means, because I realize now after repeating that in my head, that made no sense in English. I heard about Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I heard about like the release date, which was originally in December. It was originally like December 20th or something. I heard about it, and then my Switch went away before the game got delayed. I haven't had to talk to anyone for almost any reason this whole day, and it's been like that these last couple of days. So if my like English seems unusually weird right now, that's the excuse that I'm going with. Usually I go with the excuse that English is my second language, but I got to keep you guys on your toes. Does Smitty even want like a wrench? GC is the one person I've seen complain about the wrench. So I don't know. Maybe GC should just stop projecting his own values onto other people. Would someone think of this, Smitty? But yeah, I have definitely been having an odd couple of days because it has been like I think that anyone who works in an office like I did and then makes the switch to remote work is definitely in for a shock. There was a little bit Smitty just rose a good point. If I ever like took the wrench back, that would just make it painful. Also, look, you guys, if I had artistic skills at all, aside from in writing, and even then I'm being like real loose when I say that I have skills in writing. I'm using the word skill very liberally. And anyone who reads my story would be able to tell, which is, just a little advert for, hey, I'm a writer, check out my story. Really gotta plug it, wrench communism. To be fair, I am a socialist, and I do believe that wrenches belong to the masses. But this is my channel, and it would be really weird if I had to like look away from the screen for like a concentrated period of time while I like gave out the wrenches. But most of the regulars who are here who've indicated that they want the wrenches usually have them. If someone doesn't have a wrench, it's because they either aren't here super regularly or they have indicated they don't particularly care if they have a wrench or not. Usually when I have serious live streams, I'll have like a moderator or two be like, hey, here's some links if you guys want to help out. On more than one occasion, that's been Tria, and I appreciate that. On other occasions, it's been Wonder Lady, who I also super appreciate. I definitely want to get back into, also I really like Zal's story. If Zal wants to plug his story, he definitely can. This is a space to plug your own work if you have the link. This is a chill stream. If you have something that you're proud of, I definitely want you to share it. If you have something that you're proud of that you do want to share and you don't have like a little wrench, let me know. I really like seeing all of my peeps' things. Which is another thing that if you just clipped it and took it out of context would definitely sound weird. But I mean, that's what we do over here at Luciano's Logic Incorporated. We just say weird things that could be clipped and taken out of context. Hell yeah. This is a really fun stream. I'm actually really enjoying this, and I hope that you are too. I know that the stream has no real purpose, but since it's been literally months since the last time that I like did a live stream, I wanted to start them off super chill. I've mentioned this earlier in the stream. There's more people now. I am planning to get back into regular live streams. I am not entirely sure of what the topics will be. And there probably will have other peeps at least every once in a while. I don't know if I'm going to be doing the after parties because the internet in my apartments isn't super great. It's solid enough that I usually don't have too much difficulty doing things. There definitely have been times, and there definitely have been like D&D things that I've done where people have had difficulty hearing me because of my internet connection. I'm also super happy to hear that people can hear me. I usually just like don't assume that people can, and I usually ask. But today I didn't ask that, and it seems like people could hear me because when I thought my live stream crashed, and in fairness, it did over on like my end, I saw that like it had gone completely dark for like 2 seconds, but apparently no one else saw that, which is great. I'm very happy that that's the case. I'm definitely going to try to get back into live streaming because I actually really like live streaming. I don't know if people can tell. I really enjoy it, just chatting and chilling with people. It'd be nice to get back into that and to make that more of a part of my regular life. I have heard about Social Justice Alchemy. I have wanted to check out Social Justice Alchemy. There have also been other like people, there have been other leftists who've been like, hey, you should come onto our streams sometimes. and I'm just like, well, I want to, but I haven't done anything. This is the first semester in my entire life where I haven't done one like little guest interview or something where I've been on someone else's program, and also where I haven't had anyone else on my things. I probably will do an interview or two before the end of the semester. I do want to interview Zal. I would like to interview Tria and Wonder Lady, who would be like the first three people that I would like to interview. There are a bunch of other people, but those are the three people that I either chat with the most or like used to chat with the most before my life got really hectic this semester. In case anyone is kind of curious as to like why this semester has been so hectic, I will talk a little bit about my program. I've mentioned the fact that I'm a graduate student. Everyone knows that about me. It's probably the single biggest excuse that I use to be like, hey, you want me to come on a thing? I sure hope I can, but I'm a graduate student. The reason I have been using that excuse a lot more aggressively this semester is that this semester is not only the semester that coronavirus decided to like just rock the whole world, but also because like this listen, GC, if I had a show where I chatted with people, would you want to be on the show? I don't think I've ever seen you in that sort of thing aside from when you were in like Neil the 704 atheists like deconversion thing. I think that might have been the only time that I've seen you be in like a little interview thing. So if you want to come on the show, I would be super happy to have you on. I just don't really have like a super big idea in mind yet, which is part of the reason why I've like waited. But this semester, my program, the courses that I'm taking, the final courses that I'm taking to get my master's degree are actually semester long courses. And the reason why I say that and sound a little bit shooketh about it is the fact that I have been in my master's program for the last year and a half. I started in the summer of 2018, and the entire time that I've been taking courses at my university, I've been online and I have been like taking courses that only last 9 weeks. It's a really intense 9 weeks, but most semesters I was done with courses in the second 9 weeks. So people would see me get a lot more active on things where I would be in them in like November, December, and like late October. And then I would be active again in March and April. That was the way things had been before, but now my courses last all semester long. And because of that, I do not have nearly enough time to chat about things that I would like to. That's part of the reason why my Twitter has gotten so much more active lately. The last couple of days, I haven't been on Twitter quite as much, but like there were definitely weeks where like I would live stream, not live stream, I would live tweet like debates and things. I would just like share my thoughts on those sorts of things. And people seem to like that. I have very spicy takes about politics as someone who's a literal socialist. Um, it's always really fun to just hear an anti-capitalist be like, hey, we should abolish capitalism. That's my stance. I stand by it. I stand by it aggressively. But yeah, if people have things that they listen to, if people have things they want to talk about, this is definitely the place to try and plug them. I think that we might be going for probably just under another 30 minutes. Originally, I was planning on this only being a 45-ish minute stream, but I am really having a lot of fun, and I've missed being able to see everyone and being able to chat with everyone. I hope that peeps are having fun. I will mention, I'll talk a little bit about something. I recently deleted my Patreon, and that was something that surprised a lot of people. I'll talk about what I would replace capitalism with in a second, but I do want to mention this because a lot of people who are here, people who did support me or people who like supported me at some point on Patreon, it's worth noting that I do plan on starting up a Patreon again, probably when I am done with the semester. Patreon was really nice, and there were some months where I had over $45 a month coming in from Patreon, which was really nice. But I don't feel that I deserve that money. And if someone's like, yeah, I agree, I think that would be fair. I did not want to I didn't want to keep making that sort of money just ambiently. I instead decided to delete my own Patreon. I tweeted about it a little bit, but not everyone here follows me on Twitter. Some people here are only YouTube peeps. I think that's cool. I know not everyone has a like Twitter or whatever, so that's part of the reason I'm like, I definitely want to start live streaming again, especially because my audience, like for some reason when I stopped making YouTube videos, my audience just sort of kept ambiently growing. So now I'm not super far from 500 subscribers. I would definitely like to hit 500 in the near future. That probably won't be happening super soon, but as soon as my semester is over, which is actually next month, my semester ends, like I'm still a graduate student, so my semester still ends a little bit earlier than like an undergrad's. My semester ends the middle of April. So I'm going to be able to get back into things pretty soon, which is exciting. Also, nice at the 69 subs. If I see that number, I'm one of those guys. You know, I'm going to say it. So let's all just get one big noise in the comments. Get it trending. Nice. I saw like someone was tweeting about the election earlier before coronavirus was shutting down states, and they said that Bernie Sanders won a certain delegate population in Michigan by 69 points, and I was one of those people who was like, nice. I have thought about loining. I have thought about joining my local DSA. I want to. There is a DSA in Greensboro. I know the people in it, and they're super nice. I just haven't had the time. I actually got to meet them before I left Greensboro. So for those of you who don't know my little history, I was born in North Carolina, but I was raised in Latin America. I went to college as an undergrad at UNCG, which is the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. That is where I am currently enrolled now. Right around the same time that I was graduating was the same time as the 2016 election. I graduated in early 2017, and I started getting really involved in politics. And I started getting really involved in politics at the end of my college career because the election of Donald Trump was something that super pissed me off. I was furious. I voted for Hillary Clinton, which isn't super fun. I wasn't a fan of it. I abdicated against voting for her in the primary, but I was just trying to make sure Donald Trump didn't win. That is going to be my strategy, unfortunately, in this election as well. I just don't want Donald Trump to win. But I started meeting people in my local DSA in Greensboro right after the election because I was still in Greensboro for about another year and a half. And that was when I started getting really heated about politics. I wanted to get involved with the issues. I wanted to get involved with local politicians, and I did. And it was a lot of fun. And then I moved to Washington, D.C. for a year. Right around the same time that I got enrolled in my graduate program, I moved to Washington, D.C. for a year. I worked in D.C. I met some local Democrats. I worked for the American Humanist Association and the American Atheists as one of their interns. Not at the same time. I worked for the American Atheists first, and then I worked for the American Humanist Association. That was last year. And right at the end of that was when I got a job in Greensboro again, and now I'm back. And I don't know if I'm going to be staying. I was asked by a whole bunch of people if I wanted to go back for like to not get corona. And basically just because like family members and stuff were scared that if I stayed here I would get sick, but DC has way more cases than Greensboro does. I understand the basic logic behind what they were saying because they didn't want me to come to DC itself. They wanted me to go with them and to live with them and to either work remotely or just not work for a minute while the United States just sort of went through this. But oh yeah, GC, that's the number one rule of live streaming. If your legs aren't visible, you can't wear pants. Okay, we all know it. It's in like the when you hit above a certain number of YouTube subscribers, they send you an email. And look, right now, like the gods of YouTube are being very angry with me for revealing secrets. But I trust you guys and I love y'all, so I'm gonna reveal the secrets. I'm sorry, GC. I know that the email said that we're not supposed to share it, but the people deserve to know the truth. The number one rule of YouTube live streaming is that if only your top half is visible, you can't be wearing pants. You just can't. It's illegal. It's against the rules. And if you do, then YouTube's Mark Zuckerberg is gonna come hunt you down, and he's gonna make a certain company that's apparently been aggressively claiming live streams just come and claim your live stream. And someone said this to me earlier today when I mentioned that I was going to be doing a live stream, that there's a certain aggressive company that's out there trying to claim live streams, even ones that have nothing to do with it. And I swear to God, if they try to come and claim this live stream, then a certain anthropomorphic mouse is going to catch these hands. I'm not saying their names because I don't want to incite the gods of the algorithm and make them be angry with me. So I'm not like doing anything related to that company in this live stream. Multiple people have told me about this. I think it was Bionic Dance, who was one of my YouTube acquaintances, Kate, who was just like, hey, one of my live streams got claimed by the demonic like mega company, even though my live stream had nothing to do with it. I'm not going to say its name, because if I say its name, then I'm basically tempting fate, and I don't really like that. But yeah, also drag, you can wear jorts, but you can't say that you're wearing them. So remember that when you hit a certain number of like subscribers, in my case, the number was 300. I'm not going to say what it was for GC, but GC and I have chatted about this. Wonder Lady also got the email that like once you like, but Wonder Lady's live streams, she never like shows her face. It's always just her and me, at least in our live streams. It's just like me and her, and we just have like a really nice picture in the background because Wonder Lady actually knows tech things and I don't. It's really funny when people are like really shocked that I, the millennial in the room, like have no idea how to do tech things. I have a lot of techie friends like Jamie, who is fantastic, and I feel really bad that I haven't like chatted with Jamie in a while. I hope they're doing well. They're hopefully doing fine. I probably will text them today. If you're one of the people who has my phone number, you know just how bad I am at texting people. So I am sorry, but I'm also not sorry. People know, and I always like really I really advertise this about myself. I'm just like, hey, if you are one of my friends that I text, I do hope you know that sometimes I am not going to be. I know you would, GC. You're over here trying to like abuse my my plain ass wall. Over here saying verbally mean things about it, trying to lower its self-esteem. But yeah, so some random geek who I know them from Twitter. I don't know how to say your Twitter name, so I'm not gonna try. But yeah, all the people here who know Jamie know that Jamie is super cool. At least I think all the people here who know Jamie know that they're super cool. I really like Jamie. Hope they're doing well. I actually got a text message from them the other day, and I feel really bad that I haven't like chatted with them in such a hot minute. There's so many people that like I chatted with that I don't chat with anymore, and it's nothing personal in literally any case. And also, Tria, I do mean Satan Mouse. We can't say the name, but I already called them a mouse, so like I'm not gonna say anything meaner than that. If someone wants to type up the name in the chat, they can. I'm not going to, because I can control what you guys do. So if you guys want to talk about the demon company that's over here trying to like abuse the heck out of the algorithm and is just trying to abuse copyright, go ahead. But I swear to God, if some anthropomorphic mouse tries to come for my live streams and all like 11 people who watch them, that is going to be ridiculous. It would make me so mad if the first time I live stream in months, it gets claimed by the mouse company. But yeah, I'm now looking to the side just so that I can make sure. Oh, cool. I'm glad that Jamie is still around. I just saw that that some random geek saw Jamie in another YouTube live chat. So that's cool. So I have actually seen a little bit of Social Justice Alchemy. I just haven't like had the chance to sit down and watch like a full episode. And in fairness, there hasn't been a single podcast that I have been able to sit down and watch. Like I haven't been able to sit down and watch or listen to a single episode of a podcast this entire semester. I used to be able to. I actually used to be able to do so at work. Back like before this semester, I was able to sit down and listen to podcasts and stuff, and I was actually able to get through them. I seem to have lost that sort of patience. The only sort of like long form thing that I can listen to now is either D&D, like D&D live play things, like so like Critical Role and stuff, or like ambient music. I tweeted about this the other day. I tweeted about how I'll write while listening to ambient tracks, just so that way I have something on in the background and I'm not just like writing in silence. Like, I don't know. I've never been able to sit and write in silence. That's something that's always been like my kryptonite. So I would always have like YouTube videos in the background. But now I've started listening to tracks by someone called Iron Cthulhu Apocalypse, who does like ambient tracks. So they're like hour or so long tracks. And the way that they work on YouTube is that like they have like Lovecraftian art in the background. So there'll be like pictures of like giant monsters or whatever. And there'll be like an hour or so of just ambient beats and music. It was nice to see you, Drag. I'm glad you were able to make it. I am going to be live streaming more regularly, hopefully, so this won't be quite as odd a thing anymore. I probably also will go back to my usual 8 o'clock time. Today, I actually have something that I need to do tonight, which is part of the reason why I decided to start doing this a little bit earlier than I usually do. Back in the day, I live stream from like 8 to 9 instead of 7:30 to 8:30. Although on Wonder Lady's channel, 7:30 to 8:30, it was our little like period, and then that was our little time on Wednesdays, I think. I have not been introduced to the Shoggoth on the Roof. I would love to be introduced to the Shoggoth on the Roof. Part of the reason why I like listening to like Lovecraftian things is because like in the story I'm writing, there are like Lovecraftian elements. There's like horror and stuff. And it hasn't been introduced in like the current version, but in the original version of the story, which is what I am rewriting now and is like the big thing that I'm doing every day, there were several just really big Lovecraftian-esque characters, including Amigo. And I really like Migos. For those of you who don't know, or for those of you who never heard them by that name, Migos are also known as the fungi from Yogoth. And they're just super cool, mushroomy people that are like super evil scientists. I love them. Bye, DC. I'm glad you're able to come. We will be live streaming more regularly. I hope that people will be able to come in the future. It's so nice for people to be able to come and chat. And we will be talking about more serious things next time. I probably will do something on Venezuela. I don't know if it's going to be on Saturday. If we can do 5 torches on Saturday, I'll probably prioritize that and then maybe do a live stream on Sunday, just at an earlier time than Zal's game, because on Sunday is when we play the Gladiatory campaign over on Twitch. And the Gladiatory campaign is a lot of fun because Zal tries very hard to kill us. And sometimes he succeeds. And by sometimes, I mean once. And I know he's going to try again. And I'm hoping he's going to fail again. But you never know. It might be me, which would make me sad. Because I really like my Warlocky boy. He's really fun. And it's just a lot. It's just super cool to be able to Eldritch Blast things. It makes me feel like Ford from Critical Role. I just look at something and I Eldritch Blast it. Satan Mouse versus the Chaotic Crew. So it's worth noting that in the Gladiatory campaign, for anyone who does want to see it, there are going to be some very interesting final antagonists. I'm not going to spoil anything, but Zal, Drag, Callan, Tria, and Philosoph Shy and I are all in that little campaign, and there are some super big final bosses. I'm very excited to fight them. I just don't know how long Zal is planning for this campaign to be. So it's all on him. But there were actually 2 deaths in that session. But the thing is, Zal's really unlucky because we play with one of our friends, Drag, who is apparently really, really, really good at murdering Callan. Callan always makes these evil characters in the beginning, and Drag Worker is always just like really good at being like, evil be gone. And it's a lot of fun, especially because it's a player character death that isn't Zal. So Zal gets to see someone die, but he doesn't get to be responsible for it. However long we don't die, but some of us have already died. So like, I don't know what that means. Are you just never gonna throw the final bosses at us? Zal, is that the plan? All right, I do think that because it's been about an hour, I do think that now is a good time to start signing off. I will be signal boosting both on YouTube and also on Twitter when I am going to be talking about Venezuela and the fact that we're charging Nicolas Maduro with drug trafficking. I think that it's actually a serious thing that we should talk about. I think it could be a very interesting conversation. I would really like, level 16. Wow, that's a while away. We are level 4. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I think that that is a really important thing to talk about. The latest that I'll be talking about it is Tuesday of this coming week. That is the very latest. If I haven't talked about it over the weekend, it will either be Monday night or Tuesday night. It will be a more serious chat. I'll be sharing resources. If one of my moderator peeps can be here and can share links and stuff, they probably will be. I think it'd be a fun thing to talk about because it's a news story that's important, but it's also just kind of silly. If you're curious as to what I think about it right now, I'll just go ahead and say this. It's political theater, and it's like theater of the spectacle. So basically, it's like this big idea that like governments like to do really big, really serious, really inane things just to sort of distract people. And I know that the idea that something is both serious and inane is kind of a contradiction, but this is something that's both. This is one of those things the government's doing that is a huge overreach. It's not something that they can actually really do, but also it's not supposed to be. Like, our plan here isn't actually to arrest Nicolas Maduro and to like drag him to like New York and be like, you're going to go to jail for drug trafficking. That's not the plan. The plan is to distract people from what is going on domestically in the United States. I will say this, that it's entirely possible that Venezuela and Nicolas Maduro actually do the things that they're being charged of, but that's neither here nor there in this context. I'm looking forward to a really good discussion on whenever I decide to have it. I just want time to like formulate my thoughts on it, have sources, and be able to talk about it with the seriousness that it deserves. So I will see you guys later. I hope that you guys had a fun stream. I know that I did, and I'm so happy to be back on YouTube. I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.